Good evening, folks. Freddy Vazquez, Basement Politics Unfiltered. Tonight, is the majority leader out? Tonight, I want to discuss about rumors, or I should say information from sources regarding the potential outing of the majority leader. Join me. Good evening, folks. I am Freddy Vazquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. Tonight, is the majority leader out? Sources are telling me that there may be a possible vote for a new majority leader.
Thank you for watching.
Let's get it popping, folks. I'm Freddy Vazquez. Good evening. Sorry, I almost didn't come on. I ate some Taco Bell. I don't know why I was craving that. I've been having these cravings, like if I'm pregnant, and I know my wife's not pregnant. I hope not, anyway. And I was craving chocolate cupcakes the other day, and I went to what is that bakery? Cafe La Piñata. All right, shout out to them. I wanted to shout them out. I was trying to use them, but I forgot their name. Anyway, earlier today, I want to start off. A bluebird flew through my window on the way to City Hall. And the bluebird had some interesting things to say. Recently, I've mentioned emails that have been written about the majority leader. I'm sorry, that have been written about the majority leader by Corazon Pineda Isaac concerning the behavior displayed by the majority leader, Tasha Diaz, in which made Corazon feel uncomfortable and threatened. According to the emails, the fifth floor had become a hostile environment, or has become a hostile environment. This should come as no surprise, as the majority leader herself has talked about other council members, implying that they are not doing anything. They're not doing their jobs, right? And that they're not best of friends, or they're not there to be friends. She's there for business only. She mentioned that in a recent interview. The majority leader's actions and words suggest that she has no interest in playing nice and has indirectly and directly thrown other members of the council under the bus. She has implied that she does the most. I mean, thanks to her, all of Yonkers is fed. She put out an article very recently, and I spoke about this in a podcast, last podcast, in the Tribune, right, by Hezi Media, who coincidentally is registered at the address of Nader Sage over there in 10 Palisades in the downtown area in Yonkers. How she was demanding, in the article, she was speaking about how she was demanding accountability on behalf of the taxpayers. This meant that she was going to start holding the staff members on the fifth floor, including the aides of elected officials, accountable. So she implemented a rule that required aides and people on the fifth floor to swipe their badge or ID cards as they entered and exit the building. She did say that they are entitled or allowed to do work outside of the office. So she didn't mention really how she was going to actually, track what they were actually doing when they were outside the office, right? Because today I saw one of the aides. Diaz complimented her staff, including her $93,000 a year aide, Brenton Bullock, for maintaining her office in order, and felt that this was needed across the board. And coincidentally, today I saw Mr. Brenton Bullock. He was walking down Main Street, and he crossed the street, and he was headed toward the pier area, hopped into a black Range Rover, and then ended up driving down toward the pier, where he kind of hung out for a little bit. And I started to wonder, did the majority leader know where Brenton was? I mean, he was dressed to the nines. You know how he does it, all spiffy and fly. $93,000 a year aide. And his boss, Queen Diaz, is talking about accountability. I heard that the gentleman does not get to work until 12 o'clock in the afternoon. This was about 12:34 to be exact in the afternoon, where he was walking down to the pier, and maybe he was working. Maybe he was on lunch. Lunchtime is around 12 o'clock, but if you're getting in at 12 and you're taking a lunch break already, I don't know. Anyway, again, Majority Leader Diaz, accountability starts with you. Starts with you. It only takes 4 votes to strip Tasha Diaz out of her majority leader title, and I know 2 votes will definitely come from Shanae Williams and Corazon Pineda, as they both have been accused of being jealous of Diaz's new title, right? But some up in City Hall say that the title has gone to her head. It's like, and I'm sure many have thought the same thing. She's gone to her head. She believes she is the queen of Yonkers. She's the queen of City Hall, right? And she's saying she's going to hold everyone accountable as if she has that power. Do you truly have the authority to hold other council members' aides accountable? The Republican aides, huh? So it's gone to her head, and it's rubbing people the wrong way. It's rubbing people the wrong way, right? So she has been ordering people around, according to sources. She has been making decisions without consulting with the other members of the council, without input from them, and she doesn't care because she's Queen Tasha Diaz. I don't agree that folks are tired of her. I don't agree that folks are tired of her behavior. Or I do agree. I should say that folks are tired of her behavior. I mean, I think we all are tired of behavior. So I would imagine what it's like to actually have to work with her up in City Hall, right? She mistakes her lack of self-control for passion. She does. She says, "I'm very passionate." No, you lack self-control. That's what it is. Her disrespectful tone, she calls it demanding. She lacks sophistication, the type of sophistication that the individuals she admires has, and that's why they really don't like you. They put up with you, and that's a fact. And I'm telling you this to be honest with you, okay? And you should be thanking me, okay? Not mad at me. You should be thanking me because I've been saying this from day one, Tasha. I've been saying this from day one. So I say this with no malice or to further attack the majority leader, but to point out what she does not see or maybe does not want to see, right? Early on, I've tried to warn her. I saw this coming a mile away, but I also know that people who allow emotions to dictate decisions often make the wrong decisions, right? So, and they're also easy to be manipulated. Very easy. They're very easy to be manipulated by individuals like Zahi Jarris, who I hear is a master manipulator. That's one of the number one character traits, I guess, or descriptions, or that people say about him. They often describe him as very manipulative, as to the point where he will have you believing that the sky is red. Yeah, that's what I've heard. You'll sit him with 5 minutes and he'll have you believing that the sky is red. Well, he got Tasha believing that the sky is green, money green, but that's going to take her down. And it's happened before. And as they say, history repeats itself. History repeats itself, which is why we must learn from our mistakes. Life is a game of chess, Tasha, not checkers. And most of us start out as pawns, as did you. Right? And like any chess piece on the board, a pawn has a unique, limited, move, right? Or ways to move. In fact, it has deletes. However, that doesn't mean that a pawn is useless if you know how to play. However, no pawn can move like a queen, Tasha. So it's very important, Tasha, that you understand the difference between a pawn and a queen. And if you are to win the game, you must know that difference, right? But you didn't. You didn't know the difference. You believed yourself to be a queen when you are a pawn and you have been used. And now they are done. And now they are going to scrap you up into a ball and shoot you into the waste paper basket. And I told you this was going to happen because they got what they needed. You killed the housing ordinance. And they might have rode with you a little bit, but you just too much. You're too much. You're making it hot. You're loud. You're threatening other people. You're threatening other council members. You're threatening constituents. And guess what? People are speaking about it. Freddy Vazquez is talking all about it on his podcast, and it's making it hot for them. And they got to get rid of you. They got to change it up. It's making the city look bad. You're not demanding. You're disrespectful. You're not passionate. You lack control. You allow your emotions to dictate your decisions, which is why you will scream out.
Let's get it popping.
in the middle of a city council meeting in the third largest city in the state of New York. And you are the majority leader. And that's not how you lead. You lead by example. You want people to respect you as a leader. You want people to listen to what you have to say and follow you, leader. Then you must set the example and you must do what it is you ask others to do. You cannot be out there wilding out, saying crazy things, dressing as if you're going to some hip hop video and expect people to give you that respect, especially those donors that come to your event. It's a totally different crowd, totally different crowd. And don't think that they love you because you're such a great person and you have such a great personality. And when you stood up there on the microphone and they laughed, it wasn't with you. It was at you. And I'm just being honest. So it's time to start to think about what it is you're doing, who it is you're listening to, and think about how you, majority leader, will now move forward. Because you have Shanae Williams and Corazon Pineda Isaac that would love to see you stripped of that majority leader title, not because they're jealous or because they want it, although I think Shanae really does want it, but because you are arrogant. You rub people the wrong way, and when you do that, they prey on your downfall. They want to see you fail. And that's what they're hoping here. And they can make it happen. And I believe they will. And they're going to let it happen. What does that say? I've told you about this. I've told you about it. What do you think, folks? I'm hearing this from a close source, very reliable source up, that's very close to, the individuals up in City Hall. Yesterday I spoke about the emails that were sent in regards to Tasha Diaz and how she made Corazon feel threatened and uncomfortable. She's talking about holding people accountable, yet Mr. Brenton Bullock is skipping down Main Street at 12:34 in the afternoon, making $93,000 a year. Maybe that's why he's skipping down Main Street. She spent, I don't know how much money on brand new hardwood floors for her office, a 75-inch TV, and a brand new fridge. It's a part-time job, or is it a mini apartment? You're not President Biden. You're not President Tasha Diaz. You are a majority leader who needs to figure it out. You let it go to your head. Got gassed. You got gassed. And so, unfortunately, I think that they're going to come for you. If I heard this from these individuals, then I think it's going to happen. But I could be wrong. They could just be feeding me some information that's not true. Although it doesn't seem likely that it's not true. Maybe they may not vote for her out of her title, but that's how they feel about her. That's definitely how they feel about her. And she's very, aggressive towards Corazon for some reason. From what I'm hearing, she has a real issue with Corazon. Is it that she's pretty? She's young? She gets a little more attention? What is it? Right? You're not there to make friends. You're there to handle business. So handle business. Don't worry about that. Okay? And by the way, Tasha, I heard something that you said once. Wow. I wish I could repeat it, man. You know I can't because, and this just to all my sources out there, to anyone looking to provide me with information. When you tell me, Freddy, this is not to be repeated, I will not repeat it. I respect your anonymity. Yeah, I said it right. I respect your, confidentiality. I will not expose who you are. And I will not relay any information or repeat any information on my podcast that you asked me not to. Right? So I want you guys to understand, know that, and feel confident, comfortable in coming to me and emailing me. And you can email me anonymously, and I can read the email simply on the podcast. You don't have to come on, or you can call me and not give your name. So, but I heard something that was said by Tasha Diaz that I wish I could repeat. Because again, like I said, she leads with her emotions. She makes decisions based on her emotions. And at the time, she was angry. And she just let it go. And wow, folks, the day that comes out, that's going to blow minds. That's taxpayer money. That's lots of meals for the homeless. She went after Borelli, right or wrong. You do not mess with the good old boys club. Yeah, you know what? It's funny because I was actually watching that today again, and I thought the same thing. I said she went after Borelli. I mean, they freaking, reduce the requirements that a building commissioner would need in order to get the job so they can get him in there. They obviously like the guy, right? That's obviously their guy. And she went after him and she accused him of having an issue with women. Now, to her defense, I've heard that before. So my wife has kind of experienced that with the gentleman, and she's felt that the other women in the office as well. She didn't see it, but she felt that kind of might be happening as well. So to hear Tasha Diaz mention it, and again, she leads with her emotions. So she could not wait to pull him to the side or speak to him in a private meeting. She had to do it on a live meeting, which was inappropriate. And even though she may be right about it, it's still not the place and time to do it. But again, her emotions dictate her actions, right? So when people are angry like that and they want to, they will say something that's truthful, right? To put it out there, to kind of put you on blast. So I believe it, and again, like I heard it somewhere else. So, and by the way, I also did hear that the $2,000 she spent on the chocolate bars with her name on it did come from taxpayer money. This is according to my good source. It did come from taxpayer money. So, folks, I want you to know that City of Yonkers taxpayers, we funded chocolate bars with the majority leader's name on it. Cost us $2,000. Did any of you get a chocolate bar? I won a half. Were they, sprinkled with gold leaf? So I just thought that was incredible. I didn't initially realize that it was taxpayer money. I said, okay, well, if it's from her campaign money, listen, it's poor money management, poor spending, but it's what she wants to do. But it's taxpayer money, $2,000, and she's speaking about demanding accountability on behalf of the taxpayers. They want you out. Okay, she needs to be investigated. Yeah, a lot of people do actually, but it's funny. I was watching, and regardless how you feel, you're Democrat or Republican, but you have to at least agree with me in this, right? The Department of Justice, investigates corrupt elected officials. We've heard that they've been here in the city of Yonkers, they've been investigating, and how many have they arrested? I mean, we got to go back to Sandy and Abby. Now, January 6th, that whole riot thing in Capitol, in the Capitol building, they still are holding 15 individuals, 15 Americans, and some of them in solitary confinement because of that day. And they scooped them up quickly. I mean, they found these people like that. My point is that how is it that these individuals, right, that one day maybe they made a mistake, maybe they were stupid or whatever, they're still in jail and they got picked up quick, and you got elected officials out here just for decades, right? And the DOJ can't arrest anyone? I just thought that was interesting as I was watching this documentary. But, I don't know. Unless, there's a new inspector general in the city of Yonkers, I don't see that happening. That's just why it's up to us. We are the inspector generals, folks. The city of Yonkers, the residents, we are the inspector generals. We are the city council. We are the mayor. We are we should be the building department too. We are everything, really. We are the elected officials. We are the ones that need to be making things happen by voting these individuals out. We need to monitor our elections to assure that there isn't any election fraud. And I can guarantee you, folks, that there has been some election fraud going on here in Westchester County and even in the city of Yonkers. Absolutely. It's a fact. It's a fact. All right. So we have to, be on top of things and ensure that that does not happen. And the coming elections are very important, extremely important. You have District 1, Shanae Williams. You have District 3, Majority Leader Tasha Diaz. You have District 5, which may be Ron Matt. I'm sorry, no. I think Ron Matt wants District 5, but it may be Mike Breen unless he defeats Nader Sage for the assembly, in which case someone will be appointed to that district, and then they will have to, but that seat is going to be up. And then you have the mayor's seat, which is a big one, right? So these next coming elections, Yonkers, is very important, and it is up to us, you and I, your neighbors, family, friends, those who are able to vote. It is up to us to come out and make sure that we don't see a number like 20,000 people, but at least 50 to 60,000, even though I think that's still a little bit low, but it may be reasonable. I don't know. It's 213,000 people here. We need at least 50,000 to 60,000 for the mayor's race. And we need as many people as possible. We need more than what do we have for district races? Like 2,000 people. You know what I mean? I mean, come on. We have to do better. So ultimately, it falls back on us. And we have no one to blame if we don't come out and vote. If we don't come out and get involved, we have no one to blame. I'm out here. I'm doing my part, right? I'm asking you simply to vote. I'm out here dodging bullets, so to speak, right? These guys are coming at me, stuff like that. And by the way, I heard that the hacking, I spoke about my wife's personal, not personal, I should say her email account, her Yonkers Public School email account was hacked. She was told by the IT department that it was only her email. In fact, because it was only her email, the IT guy asked her, "Did you give anyone your password?" And my wife was like, "Why would I do that?" Well, because it was only yours. Well, no, she did not. I didn't do that. So, but however, I was told today that there was an attempted attack on the entire city, but the new cybersecurity software that has been put in recently thwarted that attack. They did have to shut down their systems and reboot it. Just want to let you know, relay that news. All right. So was it only my wife, and was it something that was, nefarious, or was it just simply a coincidence? It was a citywide attack. Your guess is as good as mine. But, I do have my guess. So, yeah. So, I will be out there leading the charge. I need your support by sharing the podcast, making people aware of basement politics. Okay. I don't get money for the likes. Again, I mentioned that not to say that I'm looking for money, but to say that I'm doing this because I want to be involved and I'm passionate about creating the change. And I need you to help me because I don't have that financial, a desire or goal, really. So if you can help me share the podcast, let people know, we can grow the audience, grow awareness, because that's what's important. And that's how we get the message across effectively, to everybody. And we want them to come out and vote. Doesn't matter what color you are, doesn't matter what district you are, gender, sexual preference, I don't care. If you can vote and you love the city of Yonkers and you live here, you need to come out here and vote and get involved. Join me. I'm Freddy Vazquez, Basic Politics. Thank you, folks. Will the majority leader be out? Quite possibly. I think so. I think it's her time. I told you this was going to happen. By the way, I'm going to reach out to you, majority leader. See if you have any comments. I did reach out to Corazon Pineda Isaac's office in regards to the emails that she wrote. I did not respond. I didn't get a response from her office or her or anyone. So I'm trying to do my due diligence, be fair with you guys, and reach out. If you don't reach out back, to me, I'm still going to go on. I did also reach out to the city council president in regards to this recent, news and information that I'm getting that the city majority leader, I should say, will be stripped, possibly be voted out of her position, and any person will be voted in. And I'm hearing it could be Shanae Williams. I'm not mad at that. I guess I'm not all the way mad at that. So that's a possibility. Look out for that, folks. Again, please share the page. And the person I said that won the Dare to Share contest for last month, reach out to me. Call the office. I want to know how to get the prize to you. 914-467-0597. You can call anytime after 9, between 9 and 3. And someone will be there. Get your information so we can get the prize out to you. And who will be the winner of this month's Dare to Share? The person that shares the most podcast episodes, has to be a podcast episode, will win $100 from Basement Politics Unfiltered. So tune in, share, get some information, get informed. Let's go out and vote. Let's get involved. Let's make change and win some cash. I'm Freddy Vazquez. Thank you, folks. I appreciate it. Love you, Yonkers. Have a great night, and I'll see you possibly tomorrow if I feel good. I don't know. I'm starting to even feel not too good now. But thank you, folks. I appreciate you spending time with me. Have a great night, and we'll see what happens tomorrow, because things are just happening here. They're just happening in Yonkers. This is going to get so interesting and so exciting in the next year, folks. And I want to you guys to join me on this ride, this roller coaster. It's going to be crazy. We're going to see a lot of things happening. People scrambling. People's feelings.
Let's get it poppin'.
Thank you, folks. I am Freddy Vazquez. This is your Basement Politics episode for Wednesday, June 7th, 2022. Happy Hump Day. Thank you for joining me. This was your episode. Will the majority of the leader be stripped of her title? Time will tell, and so will Basement Politics. So make sure you tune in every day, find out, because I'm constantly updating things, putting up news, doing videos. Sometimes I'm at, different things going on in the city with the police, fire department, accidents, people getting shot, stabbed up, beat up. But no sexual stuff. Please do not send me any videos with anyone doing anything sexual. If it's news and you feel like I need to report it, just describe it to me. Limit the description, but just tell me why you feel it's important, okay? But do not send me any videos of anyone doing anything sexual. I'm Freddy Vazquez. Thank you for joining me, and I am the real deal.
Freddy wins. Fatality.
In another one, Mr. Rumo lied to me, and I don't vote for a person that lied to me. Thank you very much. I was raised in housing. I don't think you were. I want.
No!
Freddy wins. Fatality.
What is that sweet spot?
Let's get it poppin'. I was raised in housing. I don't think you were. I went to Yonkers public schools. I don't think you did. We can go on all night with this, honey. Like I said, political games that are being played. You could have.
No!
Freddy wins. Fatality.
You're watching Basement Politics with my dad, Freddy Vazquez. You're watching Basement Politics with my dad, Freddy Vazquez.
Thank you for watching Basement Politics with my husband, Freddy Vazquez.
Freddy
Thank you.
wins. Fatality. Game over.
No!